Martí, not quite 24 hours to look back on the defeat to Swansea, but you had your views after the game. What are your views now you've had a night to think about it?
One of those days, probably. A difficult game from the start, and yeah, we were not at the level that the game demanded, especially in the beginning. We knew about Swansea being a good team, one of the best in the league in the first 15 minutes, and we felt already from the beginning that was not good enough. So I think that one of those days just to move on quick, and that's what this league got you sometimes. That you have good performance and then suddenly a bad one. We need to move on and try to make sure that we have a better one against Norwich.
It's easy to say after a loss about the importance of a reaction, but it's something you have said throughout our 7-game unbeaten run, that inevitably good trends will end, and it's about how we react. Is that something that you've been instilling in your players before that Boxing Day defeat? Yeah,
definitely. And we knew that this run will be over. Unfortunately, it was over in a bad way, in the way that we didn't want it to happen. But we definitely know good teams react after defeats like this one. And that's what we need to prove, that it was not just good luck, it was not just a casual thing, but more an effort as a team and a progress as a team. So now we need to show this progress through a performance that must be better, because we know that Norwich is a good team, and probably it's going to be a game where we again need to improve some areas of our game.
Do you find yourself studying the body language of your players after a result like that to try to understand every aspect of their thinking?
Yeah, but it was quite easy. I think that already in the halftime the disappointment from everyone was massive. We spoke about showing pride, trying to score quick to try to do the comeback. Unfortunately, I think that we improved in the second half, but was not good enough to change the result, or at least to score this second goal that could change. I think this team has shown before that we can come back against Sheffield United, against other teams. We have done really good performances in the second half, but that was not the case. Still, the players put the effort, tried to play with pride to make sure that we could understand that's what is needed to compete, and now to move on and look forward to what is required in just a couple of days. But everybody was disappointed, so there's no much need to study a lot, because it's very clear.
Turning to Norwich, bizarrely we only played them less than 4 weeks ago. In some ways, does it make it easier to prepare for this one, or more difficult, particularly having had such an impressive result as well?
Yeah, it's not usual, but I experienced a similar situation when I was coaching in Denmark, where in the middle of the season, usually the league splits, and then you play just the top 6 teams or the bottom 6. In our case, it was top 6, and then in a few weeks you just could play against each other. So sometimes about analyzing a lot, not only what the other games have been, but especially how the last match against them was, and see what the changes can be and what was important. So in our case, definitely was a good game, and we need to make sure that we try to repeat a similar performance, adjusting some things, because obviously it's going to be a game away, it's going to be different players on the pitch, and we need to be ready for that.
And in terms of team news, obviously you had the challenge of no Steve Cook and no Liam Morrison for that Boxing Day match. What's your preparations for this one? Because you have Jake Clark-Salter who came in and played the full 90 minutes, but like you said afterwards, ideally he wouldn't play the full 90, and now you have another game so soon after.
It's not ideal, but that's why I always say that in football I think it's important to have a plan, but be ready as well to change the plan and adapt to the reality. It's been very unfortunate. I explained the situation before about the left fullback being at the same time Ken, Morgan Fox and Jack Colback being the ones that we thought that could occupy this position, and on all 3 of them at the same time being injured. So that's why we were forced to try new solutions. In that case it was Ashby playing on the left fullback. For a period, Morgan Fox and Jay Clark, that both of them are left-footed centre-halves. That is so important for our game, to build up, to have more stability when we are in possession. Both of them were not available, so we had to play with Liam on the left. Now we face a new scenario, which is to lose the 2 right-footed centre-halves at the same time in just a few days. Both of them probably gone for some weeks, and the reality is that we just need to find solutions. That's my job, and it's far from optimal, especially because the backline is usually the part on the pitch where you want to build more stability, where the relations for the covers, for the what we call defensive triangles, what we call the offside trap, for everything, the way we squeeze, the way we defend the box, those relations are a big part of it, and we have been challenged so far this season. That's the reality of football. Just try to make it work, and credit to the players, because Jake, as I said, the plan was not for him to play this amount of minutes, but he fought and he managed to play 90 minutes. So let's see now what we're going to do in the next games.
And is this where the character of your players is really highlighted and demonstrated, dealing with adversity and challenges such as these?
I think that it's difficult to judge from the outset the amount of adversity that we have been facing this year, and perhaps someone could be a bit carried away by the last results. And the reality is that this is a tough league, that we need to make sure that we understand that this is a team that is still growing, that is still learning day by day, and my job is to make sure that we optimize and maximize our results while we grow as a team and we develop our performances, our way of playing. So I think definitely there is no doubt about the effort and about the commitment of those players. They always try their best, and I think we have shown that with a lot of good performances in the second halves, chasing results in the last minutes of the games, an attitude that has been, in my opinion, always very strong. And yeah, as I said, unfortunately yesterday we didn't have the best game, but I'm sure that the team is ready to react and show that the personality they have and the commitment they have is out of doubt.
And very finally, more than 500 fans travelled to Swansea, more than 1,700 are travelling to Norwich. How keen are you? We've spoken about it before, but I know how much you enjoy those moments at the end of matches, your staff, the players, with the fans, and particularly with away fans that have made such a journey to give them that moment at the end of the game.
Yeah, and I need to say that probably the worst moment of when we lose a game away is to disappoint these people, because obviously they expect, and we want to give them something to celebrate together. We want them to give them a good day to remember, and unfortunately it's not always the case. So I think the determination is there to try to give back to, I'm sure that many of the ones who came to Wales, to Swansea, will be there at Norwich, and we are very committed to try to give them something back. So looking forward to have a good performance, and as I always said, out of the result I always want them to go back home proud of the team and proud of the way we play. So we're going to try our best